Good day everyone, welcome to Wysol's Wisdom. My name is Nathan and today I wanted to talk about artificial things. So I have kind of spoken on this before in a few different videos, kind of shortly on kind of this hot topic that I'm going to be speaking about today. So what we define, well what humans define as artificial or man-made, okay? So the way we talk about artificial things, so let's take processed metals, so like steel, artificial intelligence, I don't know, like washing machine. You get what I mean? Things that man makes, okay? Now we call it man-made on the basis that we are not one with nature, okay? What if we took it on the basis that we are one with nature? Would we be calling things artificial? Yes or no? Now, when we look at artificial and man-made things from the perspective that we are separate from nature, let's take the leaves for example, or the trees behind me. We are not separate from these things, okay? So let's take the palm, for example, and a leaf. Fitting, okay? There is not really any difference between us and the leaves and the trees, okay? The trees are our mirrored version of our lungs, okay? As above, so below. As within, so without. You are the microcosmic mirror of the macrocosm, okay? You are the mirror of your environment. Okay, now again I've spoken about this before. I'm not going to put the little snippet in from a little TV show. The TV show is an anime called Avatar: The Last Airbender, and there is a part on the TV show where a girl named Toph. So if you don't know what this TV show is, I'm not going to put a snippet in because last time I did, my video got kind of flagged a little bit and like I'm pretty sure the snippet got removed or something. But it's about kind of bending the elements, kind of manipulating the elements, the premises of the TV show, and the main character is the Avatar, okay? The one that can master all four elements, okay? This is you, by the way. Now, there is a girl in the TV series called Toph. She's a earthbender. Now, at one point in the series, she's able to bend metal, processed metal, man-made metal, okay? And there is a voiceover of a kind of guru in the TV show that talks about how these processed metals are based and sourced from natural sources. They are refined and processed fragments of earth, okay? Now, when you look at it from the perspective that you are one with nature, you are the universe, you are what people call God. I don't really like using the term God anymore. Thank you, Curtis Joseph, for kind of talking about this one as well. God has a very masculine connotation to it. And if you didn't know, you yourself have masculine and feminine energies, and everything is made of masculine and feminine energies, okay? The dark and the light. As I was saying, sorry, you are the microcosmic mirror of the macrocosm, okay? So when we look at it from the perspective that we are separate from these things, we call them artificial, we call them man-made, okay? But from a higher perspective, all is one and one is all, okay? When humans that are natural create things, we are defining these as unnatural. Why? Are we defining our children that come out of the wombs unnatural? No, they're natural, right? So why are we defining processed metals, things that are artificial, unnatural, when natural things are making them? Think of processing metal, so like a smith, when they hammer and forge items. Think of that, like what happens under the earth when crystals are made. We are forging these things through a natural process, using ourselves, which is a natural being, to create supposedly unnatural things, but from a higher perspective, it is all natural, because nature, you, me, is making it. Right? If you want to call these things unnatural, that means you are unnatural, because something unnatural would be making it. But you are natural, right? So how are these things, let's take this battery bank, for example. How is it unnatural if nature is making it? Now this video is probably going to trigger a lot of people. But I could just say this is my perspective, but to be honest, I don't think it is just my perspective, to be fair. Now, I'm going to get a bit deeper here and talk about the bad and good things that are going on. Because it is kind of fitting into the video. Because, again, a lot of people around the world like to consider the evil governments and the elites and stuff like that as unnatural things doing bad things. I used to think like this. I used to think that there are evil people doing evil things. Yes, there are. But humans are also the ones that place moral values on actions. Okay, you need to remember this. When you look into nature, let's say we're in the jungle. Is it evil and bad that a falcon is coming down to catch a snake? Or a tiger is killing an animal? Is it evil and bad? Yes or no? No. It is nature. It's how nature functions. Okay? There is an ebb and flow, the hermetic principle of rhythm that goes on within the universe. Okay? There is always going to be high and low points. There's always going to be an ebb and flow of things that go up and down, light and dark, okay? Now, again, in my opinion, I'm going to keep saying this because a lot of people get triggered when I say this is how things are, but in my opinion, these bad people, these evil entities, are there for a reason, okay? I'm going to pose this question. I think I've posed this question before. I'm pretty sure I have. But would we be having this mass awakening, for example, if there was no bad things going on in the planet? Would you be trying to develop yourself and grow, become a better person, practice spirituality, etc., etc., if these things were not happening? Most likely not. If this world was at peace, people would be in stasis. People wouldn't be growing. There is always going to be an enemy to someone's perspective. Okay? Because all this is just clashes of perspective. Okay? Clashes of angles of light. Okay? That's all it is really. It's just angles of light that don't match up with each other. Again, perspectives that don't match up with each other. A disagreement, you could say. But from a higher perspective, from a more bird's eye view, well, everything is happening for a reason. Everything. And I mean everything. The bad things, the good things, are all happening for a reason. Again, would you be diving deep? Would you be growing spiritually if you didn't realize that there were like evil people around doing evil things? No, you wouldn't. Okay? I personally wouldn't have. if I didn't find out and come across information on like Zeitgeist and David Icke, Illuminati, Freemasons, and stuff like that, if I did not come into that information at the age of like 17, 18, I would not be in a position of growth where I am now. That's a fact. If I didn't come across that information and I didn't realise and notice that bad things were happening, I would not be growing. Would you be? Comment down below if you think you would be growing and you would be pushing yourself to develop and let go of things that are not you if these things were not happening. I know it's a bit of a thing to wrap your head around. And people are probably thinking, well, what the fuck is this guy talking about? He's saying all this is happening for a reason. Yes. Yes. Everything happens for a reason. There is no coincidence. Coincidence, break the word down, is a conspired incident. A universally conspired incident. There are no such thing as coincidences. Everything is happening for a reason. There are bad people doing bad things for a reason. You could say, is it to make you grow? That is a perspective you could put on it. But then you could also then look at it, well, is this mass awakening a good thing? That's a deep one for you. That's a bomb to drop. Are you waking up for a good reason? Anyway, I think I'm going to leave it there because I don't really think I need to say any more on the subject, because it's something that you kind of need to think about and understand from a different perspective. That you and me would not be in the position we are in now if so-called bad things were happening. You wouldn't. Okay? Thank you for watching. Like, comment and subscribe, and I hope to see you next time. Peace out.